to ponder our grief. We know nothing of this species that you mentioned. However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. Lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of guiding spinning mines into almost any location, and should an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Ur-Quan, we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very powerful and ruthless. When the Ur-Quan started to press toward our home world, we thought that our deserved punishment was being administered. But then, a mystery? They suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ur-Quan, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp emphasizes how meaningless our existence really is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end. Your query once again painfully reminds me of the Ur-Quan and what it was for the universe. I could tell you all and correct all that is wrong in the universe. All I can tell you is that the Ur-Quan live to kill. Their stated purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations and then annihilate them. We seem to qualify as such, and that is why it is puzzling that after pursuing us with some tenacity, they suddenly turned away and headed toward Craterus. All this speculation would be unnecessary if only we had saved the Ur-Quan. It would not have taken much. A diving catch, a thrown pillow, even a fuzzy wumpus would have broken the fall satisfactorily. Indeed, a panel convened to analyze the possibilities concluded there were at least 623 ways that the Ur-Quan could have been saved if we had been prepared. Let us cease our discussion concerning these matters. All right, I'll try, but you know, it really doesn't matter. After all, we have a famous bootwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated. This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, we broke it so we are paying for it. Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ur-Quan grieves us all. Bah! It doesn't matter. Besides being of no concern to you, I find discussion of this matter, well, distasteful. The Ur-Quan was not the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It is universal. I'm sure that you two are aware of this thing, if only in legend. It granted us all limitless power and knowledge. It has been since, well, rendered in... It is you... The Ur-Quan was not the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It has been... You are kind. If we could wield the Ur-Quan to resurrect your splib, we would. But I suddenly am overcome with waves of depression. I must retire now to perform rituals of anguish. Waves of trauma wash across my being even now. I must go. Just go away. Leave us to ponder our grief. Ha! To say the least, our past is one of a glorious and proud people, coupled with a cataclysm that rocks the universe to its very core. It all began when the chimps rose from the murky bog, and the Utwig emerged as well. In these primitive times, we cavorted about our world, oblivious to any sort of higher purpose. We took everything at face value. Meanwhile, the tendrils of the chimp infiltrated the vast sky canopies of Faz. And then the veils fell. Suddenly, the Utwig were stunned by a collective realization. All immediately and urgently donned veils of every description. Hides, leaves, shells, rocks, even living drells were donned in the early days. You see, the face is the mechanism that expresses many of the primitive qualities that hinder sentience. Now rid of constant reminders of greed, rage, hatred, and lust, the wisdom of the Utwig was no longer hampered by constant reminders of the primitive urge. Over many generations, mask etiquette was refined to a rock-solid foundation of our society. Sure, the morality riots were expensive, both in lives and infrastructure, but the result was better mask regulation. Specification from your basic mask of grueling but necessary activity to the most highly decorated countenance of stellar representation. These were clearly defined, recognizing the importance of flexibility, clear-cut and efficient procedures for revision and redesign dealt with the few anomalies. From that moment, when we covered the source of our intellectual oppression, we knew that it was a grand purpose that defined our destiny. Are you still listening? Our entire development as a sentient species was coordinated to coincide with the appearance of a remarkable device, the Ur-Quan. We were oblivious to its tragic implications. In order for you to truly understand the situation, you need to know more about the Ur-Quan and its unique capabilities. You see, when the Druze discovered the Ur-Quan, they knew that it was ours. The Druze were compelled by intrinsic universal direction to take it to where it has always belonged. They brought it to us. Oh, the Ur-Quan! It assured total and complete meaning of life for all, the universal. With the Ur-Quan in hand, I could sense not only your motivations and desires, but your purpose. I could act upon these things in ways that would most likely seem mysterious, if not, well, daft. Years later, you would herald our participation in your development as the turning point for your species. The Druge were only one of the few to benefit in this way. Even now, they are puzzled by the way we rewarded them for the delivery of the Ultron to its correct place. In 24 years, 2 months, and 3 days, they will all dance the dance of jubilation. Indeed, the Ultron has allowed us to fundamentally change the Druge forever. The Supocs, too, received many benefits from our use of the Ultron. They can testify to its power. Yes, things were perfect. What happened is, well, it's difficult to talk about. But I saw it happen. I witnessed the Chin's-Ra celebration. I felt the Ultron fill the empty place that I did not know was there. I saw the Grand Proctor pass it to, well, they say that the Chief Gru did not know that it was so heavy and slippery. Perhaps it was a combination of factors. Some who have reviewed the records claim it was actually a conspiracy. The Commission investigation officially stated that the Ultron was rendered inoperative by the fall to the ground. Yet many feel that the whole story has not yet been told. As it struck the ground, I saw its glow fade, and then the painful void incapacitated all. Ludwig immediately donned the mask of ultimate embarrassment and shame, with a vow to wear it forever. Bonfires all over Foz consumed all but this mask. No other mask was spared. The visage of ceremonial orations, in all of its contexts and revisions, as I'm sure you understand, all of the courting masks from the clever and intriguing veil of flirtatious prancing to the infamous lewd monocle, all consumed by the hungry flames. Even the most fundamental fixtures were committed to this irreversible fate. The mask of natural bodily excretions once hung in every lavatory. Most of the public facilities have removed the disposable mask dispensers, but every once in a while I still see such a repository, always empty. At that time, many suggested that we use the precursor relic as a form of self-punishment. The proposal was that we collectively go to the second moon of the 6th planet of Zeta Hyades at coordinates 850.3 by 937.2 and use the ancient planeteering device to end our existence. After much discussion, we decided that we deserved to suffer. We can use the bomb if we ever decide the time is right. In the meantime, we atone for our grievous mistake with our collective misery. I suddenly sink into a chasm of depression. I must go. As do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Greetings, fellow carbon creatures. May your roots always be well watered. I am Captain Ala Lala. We come in peace. Our starship is called the Tender Shoot. We are the Supux Utricularia from Earth. Oh yes, we apologize for the confusion. Our home world is also called Earth, or more properly, Fleck, which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not? We learn and we adapt. We are symbions. Our first step in making friends is always to copy them. This is our idiom. Our kind evolved on a beautiful planet, orbiting the wonderfully green-hued star Roots. From the canopy of the great jungle to the shores of the azure seas, our species has flowered and grown well. Early in our evolution, we adapted to exist in symbiosis with other hardier life, both flora and fauna, who supplied us with nutrients, while we supplied them with reproductive assistance. Yes, this has been confirmed by our people as well. Strange, is it not? Many of our people regard this inconsistency as proof of our divine origin. Oh yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our starfaring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun. They broke their Ur-Quan. The Druge, the cruel, sour trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ur-Quan, and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druge and bought the Ur-Quan. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ur-Quan. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then, one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ur-Quan during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ur-Quan. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ur-Quan. Maybe you can do something with it. We thought that if we could get the Ur-Quan working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druge's falsehoods, the Ur-Quan is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys, you will find the elements necessary to repair the Ur-Quan. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druge. We are delighted to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1. Until we meet again. Attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deal. Our sensors reveal that you have one of our more powerful hyperwave casters on board your ship. Have no fear, Captain. It was abandoned on the Burvixi moon, and by our law, it belongs to you. However, we are fond of the device and wish to regain it through trade. Give us the caster, and we will give you all the fuel your ship can hold. We note you possess the Vortex Spawner. In exchange for the simple device, we will give you 3 Mauler starships and fill your fuel tanks at no extra charge. We are prepared to make a deal. Captain, a special deal, a bargain unequaled. Instead of the usual payment we would give for this item, what would you say to a different exchange? We would like to trade your commodity for a highly valuable precursor artifact, the Rosy Sphere. Its origins are filled with wonder, and its powers are uncontestable, though subtle. What is your response? Ha ha! You are indeed a wise young human. The Rosy Sphere is yours. Very well. Return soon, Captain. Your patronage is appreciated.
Dedicated to returning home to heal our dysfunctional species structure. We understand that you mean well, but there is nothing you can do to dissuade us this time. No. We are certain that our siblings are spiritually prepared for our reunion. We shall proceed. We are dedicated to returning home to heal our dysfunctional species structure. We understand that you mean well, but there is nothing you can do to dissuade us this time. Nothing but material possessions, Captain. We, the Kunk, having risen to the 99th psychic plane Placethead, are far beyond trapping our spiritual needs with crude matter.
Now, what can we do for you today? What would you like to sell, Captain? The 91 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 182 credits. What would you like to sell, Captain? Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of one of the rainbow worlds, which so fascinate us. In exchange, we will give you 500 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. How wonderful, Captain. The Mycon are using this time, while the Ur-Quan have their attention elsewhere, to expand their sphere of influence as fast as possible. The Mycon colonize planets by launching tough spore pods from orbit and injecting them under the planet's surface. Months later, after the spores have grown hundreds of thick, fibrous tendrils under the planet's crust, the tendrils suddenly thrust up out of the planet and create huge calderas. Not incidentally, filling the planet's atmosphere with the Mycon's preferred gases, clouds of superheated steam and sulfuric acid. Following the end of the war, the Androsim began experimenting with interdimensional fatigue, a process that is related to your faster-than-light drive, but involves dimensions far more alien than hyperspace. They had just made a major breakthrough when they were suddenly wiped out by a race called the Urs, who appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Actually, we don't know what the Urs did to the Anthropoid. They're just all gone. The Arilulale are a mysterious race of IDF beings. IDF meaning interdimensional fatigue. They do not reside in this galaxy, or in fact, anywhere in this universe. While it is true that the Arilu are rarely seen far from the Colombe star group, they do make regular, secret visits to your world, and have done so for centuries. Ever since Earth was stayed shielded, they have focused their attention on the humans aboard the starbase, many of whom are now members of your crew. Though the Arilulale always smile and are never overtly hostile, we believe that they have a secret agenda which somehow involves your planet Earth. These secret plans may or may not cause grief and woe to you Earthlings. Just under 20 years ago, the brave and suicidal Shofixi annihilated their species by exploding a precursor device, some kind of bomb, in the interior of their sun. The resulting storm of solar flares cooked the life off the Shofixi homeworld, and incinerated over 100 Ur-Quan dreadnoughts which had just entered the system to conquer the Shofixi. In actuality, there are still at least a dozen Shofixi left alive in the galaxy. 1 or 2 are at Delta Gorno, guarding the dead hulk of their once beautiful world. Others can be found in Vox space. The Slilandro are a mostly non-solid, sentient race who live in a gas giant at Beta Cori. We recently sold them a self-replicating exploration probe, which had somehow turned hostile and attacked everything it detects. If such encounters had angered you, Captain, please do not address your concerns to us. We possess a formal waiver of damages authorized by Slilandro Speaker and are in no way responsible for the situation. The cowardly Static live at the single planet orbiting Epsilon Grus. They do not actually live on their world, rather they reside on its airless moon. The reason? A xenomorphic species which craves the sweet-flavored flesh of the Staffy has been transported to the surface of their planet, and makes every attempt to devour the poor Staffy. I'm certain that the Staffy would be forever in your debt if you were to eliminate these creatures from their planet. What? You fear the alien creatures will find you a treat also? Chill. Our data reveals the beasts are not interested in your species. Should you wish to consult with the Staffy Ruling Council, you will need to know the secret Staffy cipher, a password which is Huffy, Muffy, Guffy. Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded. Their new world is at Betelgeuse. The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Mycon Deep child a century ago. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
am I so blessed. My favorite friends, the humans, are back. Captain, it is good to see you again. You humans are so interesting, so beautiful. You know, I have many pictures of your species. I keep them on my walls to inspire me. Ah, a most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement. I have been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire. Ah, my new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans. Regrettable but necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human. I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters. I was wrong. You, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce, and wretched. My collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas, I fear you will not give your consent willingly. Am I right? Therefore, Sub-Commander Dax, terminate communications. Warm up my modified intruder. Engage the precursor warp nullifier. Prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative? The transmit mode is locked. What do you mean the central system computer is damaged? How? The beast escaped? No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system. It's what? Decks 5 and 6? 11 crewmen? Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering report. Engineering! Sub-Commander, seal bulkheads. Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention, Sub-Commander. Give me a report on its position. What are you staring at? Behind me? What?
a huge Aryan vessel. Though most of my sensory instruments are malfunctioning, my mass indicator shows the huge size of your vessel, revealing you are none other than a disgusting Ur-Quan slime wad. I am the glorious Show-50 warrior Tanaka. You killed my father, my mother, my many brothers, all 6 of my sisters. In fact, my entire species. Prepare to die! You rip, bloodless sack of decaying flesh, Ur-Quan! You die! Die! Ah, so, the cowardly slug spawn has returned. You were most fortunate last time, you hideous, toothless freak. But this time, I shall surely destroy your vessel, you slithering eater of putrid hairballs. I will hang your withered reproductive organs from my posterior monitor. Yay! I see you're back for even more humiliation. You flatulent Ur-Quan puss cup. Why, you wallowing, phlegm-filled, grunty belly licker, you... Hey, Ur-Quan never insulted me before. Who did you say you were? Oh, I am sorriest. I must be reprimanded. When we report back to Star Control, suddenly your words ring in my ears. Captain, is this true? Have the Ur-Quan been destroyed? Has the ultimate sacrifice of my people resulted in freedom for the Alliance? I am a defeated warrior! A worthless shell! I must die! What might that be? I am intrigued, Captain. But what are you talking about? Great reaping mounds of happiness! You shall be honored forever, Captain, as the savior of the Show-50 race. I have been granted the ultimate reward, duty. This humble warrior will take the Show-50 maidens you possess, gently wake them, and then perform ribald feats of unsurpassed fertility. With their consent, of course. Our people shall be reborn. Your name shall be recorded in our most sacred writings for all time. Thank you, Captain, and farewell. I have urgent business to attend to.
Welcome back, Captain. You are our favorite customer. Now, what can we do for you today? What would you like to sell, Captain? The 155 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 310 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. How wonderful, Captain. When the Ur-Quan entered Gamma Serpentis, the home star of the Yehat, their queen made a sudden change of allegiance and allied with the Ur-Quan hierarchy. They became Ur-Quan combat thralls. This act was viewed by most Yehat starship officers as ultimately dishonorable, the desperate act of a corrupt regent to maintain her throne. The Yehat shame was greatly magnified by the Shofixti's show of courage, when they destroyed their own star system to slow down the Ur-Quan armada. Captain, you have heard all that we have to say about aliens indigenous to this region. Should we learn more in the near future, we shall be certain to sell it to you. While you probably believe that the Shofixti are extinct, having caused their sun to flare with a device identical to the Utwig super bomb, the truth is not so simple. There yet exists a chance to resuscitate this meta-marsupial species, though it will not be easy. The problem at hand seems simple. Bring together two Shofixti of different sexes, and the carnal gymnastics proceed. Given the short gestation and maturation time of the Shofixti, you will have thousands of the creatures in 10 years and millions in 20. Finding a male of the species is easier than fluff. Simply visit the Shofixti's blasted star system at Delta Gorno. Captain Tanaka, or its sibling, Katana, shall greet you on your arrival. A warning. These warriors are old and fly in barely functional ships. If they mistakenly identify you as the enemy, do not return fire. Retreat and try to talk with them on their own level. The females of the species will be more difficult to obtain. The only supply of such remaining in the galaxy is at Alpha Cherenkov 1, included as part of General Zex's bizarre and beloved menagerie. Fortunately for you, Captain, Zex is considered, well, perverse by his fellow bucks. This is because Zex actually enjoys the presence of human beings. To acquire the Shofixti females, you will have to appease Zex, or kill him. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
I am at your disposal, Captain. Pretty fair load, Captain. Can you do better next time? The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Ultron device. Data, the Ultron is partially functional and we can detect energy emission from the device. We suspect that the unit requires additional minor repairs before achieving full functionality, and at this time we cannot make an assessment of its capabilities. Summary, a single additional replacement part should bring the Ultron to life. That's the end of our scientist's report. Bring back lots of minerals, Captain. I am at your disposal, Captain. The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Ultron. Data. We have determined that the so-called Ultron is in fact the appendages of Dawn, described in the precursor fragment found on Rigel in 2123. In the partially translated precursor text, the device is described as a mental amplifier which focuses mental energies of the holder for the purpose of discrete change. Unfortunately, human brain emanations do not seem compatible with the Ultron, nor do those of the allied species we have tested. Summary? Perhaps the Utwig who claim to understand this device can shed some light on its true function and power. That's the end of our scientist's report. Return soon, Captain.